So let's look. It says in verse 23 again, thus he said, the fourth beast will be a fourth kingdom on the earth, which will be different from all the other kingdoms, and it will devour the whole earth and tread it down and crush it. Now, one point I want to bring out. In verse 22, notice that he traces that there would be 4 Gentile powers that would have world power and authority. Only 4. The fourth one would have 2 forms, the first as the beast and the second as the 10 horns on the beast. So it showed from the beginning that the fourth empire would have 2 stages. The first stage, and then it would fade. No one would conquer it, but it would fade from power. And then in the days just before the Lord of heaven would set up the kingdom of God, it would emerge again and be revived as a power under the figure of the 10 horns, which are figures of 10 nations. And it's while those 10 nations would be reigning that it says in verse 22, the Ancient of Days came and judgment was passed in favor of the saints of the highest one, and the time arrived when the saints took possession of the kingdom. Now, as we're going to see, when the kingdom of God is set up, it is set up with great judgment suddenly, not over a period of time. Now you say, Hal, why do you labor on that? It's enormously important, because the Reconstructionists, the Dominion Now theologians, those who sometimes call themselves the Kingdom Now people, they believe that the church is going to set up the kingdom of God, and it's going to be over this period of time. Some see 200-300 years. And they believe the church is going to set it up. But this says the Ancient of Days. Now, who is that? Jesus. The Ancient of Days is going to set it up, and as we see, it's going to be with overwhelming worldwide judgment that suddenly hits in his return. So the Kingdom Now thesis, just by that simple observation, could not be true. The kingdom of God will only be set up by the personal, direct intervention on this earth of Jesus Christ. The church will not set up the kingdom of God in the sense of taking over the governments of the world.